Hello, and welcome to page 19 and 20 of the Preliminary B Piano Workbook from the Key Music and Design Workbook series. And if you're new to the series or new to this book, make sure to head over to my website to purchase your very own to follow along. Link in description below. In this video, we're going to go over the E minor scale and the E minor triads broken and solid. Let's start by taking a look at which notes are in the E minor scale. We have an E and a fancy F sharp that we learned about in page 17. Then we move on to a G, A, B, C, D, and finishing on an E, all the way up that musical alphabet. Let's start by finding our right hand fingers for each of our notes. We start off with an E on our thumb. We're going to skip this white key F and jump straight to the black key F. The sharp is one note higher, either white or black key, than the letter name. So our letter name is an F. We're moving one note to the right, and this note happens to be a black key. Let's jump over that F all the way to our F sharp with our second finger in the right hand. Then our next finger is our finger number 3, that middle finger. We're going to plant that middle finger down on the G and lift up our palm so that our thumb can make a journey all the way to the A. Planting our thumb down on that A, lifting up and floating all of our fingers over top of our thumb to the right side of the piano. Let's place all of our fingers on their own notes. And they will nicely line up with our second finger on the B, third finger on the C, fourth finger on the D, and pinky, finger number 5, on the E. Now let's check out our left hand. We're starting with our pinky on the E, really reaching that fourth finger to our F sharp, third finger on the G, second finger on the A, and all fingers will line up nicely to have our thumb on the B. Plant that thumb down on the B, lift up all of your fingers, and land our middle finger, finger number 3, on the C. Then, keeping that finger number 3 planted down on your C, move your finger number 2 over to the D, and nicely give all of your fingers their own notes again. Your finger number 5 will be floating over that A, finger number 4 will be over the B, and they're just going to hang out there. So let's continue on to our thumb landing on the E. Great, so that's our E major scale, right hand and left hand. So let's move all the way down to our E minor triads. Our E minor triads consist of the first, the third, and the fifth note of our scale. And these notes are the E, the G, and the B. And it just so happens that if we nicely gave all of our notes their own fingers with our thumb on the E, our middle finger is going to be nicely on that G, and our pinky is going to be resting on the B. This is called our starting root position, starting with the E, same name as our triads. In our left hand, we'll have a 5 on the E, 3 on the G, and finger number 1, that thumb, on the B. Make sure to follow along with that little piano video at the bottom of your screen to know which fingers in that left hand are going to be played on what notes. In the video, I'm only going to be writing in our right hand note names. Moving along to our first position. It's the first position after our root position. We're keeping that G, keep the B, and we're going to jump our E up one octave, or up to the next E to the right. Using the right hand fingers 1, 2, and 5. You're more than welcome to use the 3 here, but to help us really reach this gap, we can use a 2 on the B. Make it a little bit comfier for our first position triad. Then to our second position, we go back to the same fingers as before, that 1, 3, 5. We're keeping the B, keeping the E, and jumping the G higher. In our last position, our high root position, exactly the same as our starting root position, except everything is higher. Finger number 1, 3, and 5. Then, going backwards, B, G, E. B, G, E. 5, 3, 1. 5, 3, 1. Doing the same thing with our second position. We have the G, the E, and we bump down the B. To our first position, the E, finger number 5, the B to help us with the stretch, finger number 2, and the G, finger number 1. The G, we jumped an octave down, or the G, next G down. And finishing on our starting root position. Fingers number 5, 3, and 1. We kept the B, kept to the G, and jumped down the E. Great, let's move along from our broken ascending going up and descending going down triads to our solid ascending triads and solid descending E minor triads. The difference between broken and solid is our brokens, we play one note at a time. With our solids, we play all the notes at the same time in each position. Here's our starting root position. We have the E, G, and B in our right hand. Same fingers as before. Finger number 1, finger number 3, and finger number 5. And follow along with my left hand in the video piano part below with finger number 1 on the B, finger number 3 on the G, and finger number 5 on the E. Next, going up or to the right on the piano to our first position. The E has now bounced to the top, but we kept the G and the B. Finger number 1, finger number 2, and to help with that stretch, up to finger number 5. That 2 is to help us with the stretch. And that E went from the bottom all the way to the top. This time, our B, we keep the same, that higher E, we keep the same, and the G gets moved to the top with fingers number 1, 3, and 5 in the second position. Then we finish off with our higher root position. Higher to the right. We keep the E, the G, and jump up the B. With fingers number 1, 3, and you guessed it, 5. Then going backwards, we start on that high root position. Same as right here. B, G, and E. Fingers 5, 3, and 1. Moving down or descending to the left of the piano, we get to our second position. Going backwards. The B has been bumped down to the bottom or furthest left of our triad. Then the E is a little bit higher and the G is a tiny bit higher than that E or to the right of that E. 5, 2 to help us with the stretch. 3, 1. Again, moving down to our first position, we have the G, B, and the E. The G was bumped to the bottom. Fingers number 5 and 2 to help with the stretch. Or if 3 is comfier for you, go ahead and use that finger number 3 on the B. Then G to finish off. And to finish off our solid E minor triads, we have our starting root position. Same as before. E, G, and B. Finger number 5, 3, and 1. And these triads can be played and moved around on any octave of the piano. So if you want to start super, super low, go ahead. But if you would like to start super, super high up or right of the piano, just make sure you have enough movement and space to go from one E all the way up to the next E. Let's go back to the top. I'm going to be playing exactly as written. So starting on the middle E with our right hand. At speed 60, then we'll be moving up to speed 100. Make sure to pause the video now to practice at your own speed until you feel comfortable and confident to play at speed 60 and speed 100. Pick which hand you would like to practice with first, then come back to pretty much this spot on the video and choose the second hand, and then switch to the next hand to practice one more time. I'm going to be playing hands at the same time, or hands together, so make sure to follow along with which hand you are practicing with first, and then second. I will give you a 4-count count-in for our E minor scale, and then we'll move down to our E minor broken ascending and descending. But we're going to switch it to a 3 count-in, counting 1, 2, 3, E, G, B, G, B, E, and so on. Then I'll give you some time to make sure that we switch back to the 4 count for our E minor solid triads. Here we go, back to the top. For sure this time we're going at speed 60 E minor scale. Here we go. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Let's go backwards. E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E. Great. Now we're going to slide down to our E minor broken triads, ascending, descending, with our 3 counting. Here we go. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. E, G, B, G, B, E, B, E, G, E, G, B, B, G, E, G, E, B, E, B, G, B, G, E. Great, let's get ready for our solids with our 4-count count. And here we go. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Root, 2, 3, 4. First, 2, 3, 4. Second, 2, 3, 4. Higher root, 2, 3. Backwards. Root, 2, 3, 4. Second, 2, 3, 4. First, 2, 3, 4. Starting root, 2, 3, 4. Great. How did you do? Practice some more if you would like, or if you feel confident and ready, try out your other hand before moving on to speed 100. Practice, practice. Here we go. Speed 100. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Backwards. E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E. Great. Moving right along on to our E minor triads. Keep your hands in the same spot. Here we go. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. E, G, B, G, B, E, B, E, G, E, G, B, B, G, E, G, E, B, E, B, G, B, G, E. Again, keep your hands in the same spot. Very well done. And here we go with our solids. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Root, 2, 3, 4. First, 2, 3, 4. Second, 2, 3, 4. Higher root, 2, 3, 4. Backwards root, 2, 3, 4. Second, 2, 3, 4. First, 2, 3, 4. Root, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. How did you do? That was pretty fast. So if you didn't quite make it all the way up to 100, that is A-OK. You do you. Keep it at your own speed that you feel comfortable at practicing, and see if maybe in time you can scooch it a little bit quicker and steadier. And make sure to go back and practice both hands one at a time. So right hand, then your left hand, or left hand, then your right hand, both at speed 60 and speed 100. If you're confident that you did your best with your E minor scale and your E minor triads, broken and solid, get ready, because you have now passed and completed your preliminary B piano workbook. Congratulations! Well done! And if you're a student of mine, you can definitely get that teacher's signature, or if you have purchased the book and have been practicing along with your very own teacher, have them sign it if you would like and if they would like to. Cool. So let's see where preliminary C takes us. Happy learning!